Welcome to Golf Weekly. I'm your host, Daniel Cort, and I am really excited to welcome our brand new sponsor, Chris Hendrix, with the Golf Store Outlet.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Great. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Nice to have you. It's great to have you on board as a sponsor.
Great to be here.
And great to have your store in the area. If you've noticed some dancing girls out on 278 near the bridge, that's what we're talking about here. Before we get into the more specifics about the store, what they're doing over there, I'm going to let Chris sort of introduce himself to our viewers and tell us kind of where you came from and how you got here.
Great. Well, my name is Chris Hendrix, and I'm from Savannah, Georgia, and I've been in the golf business for about 10 years now, and had a store in Savannah for a few years, and got out of the business and became an HR manager, and was doing that for about the last 6 or 7 years, and just decided that, you know, that's not what I wanted to do anymore, and I wanted to get back into the golf business. So came back over to Hilton Head and working over at Spanish Wells, and just kind of stumbled into the golf store and started talking with the owner, and the next thing you know, got offered a job as a manager, and here we are on the show.
So how long have you been with them then?
I've been with the store for 3 months now.
3 months.
Yes,
and
sir.
You're still making the commute over from Savannah?
Still making the commute over from Savannah.
Okay.
It's about 45, 50-minute drive each way.
Great. So the owner is Jim Criswell, I understand?
Jim Criswell.
And give us a little bit about background on
Jim is from California, and he has a 15, 20-year career in manufacturing, and basically has started his own line years ago called Tour Advanced. They make drivers, fairway woods, irons, wedges, and he's got a couple other partners, and they opened up a store down in Lady Lake, Florida, down in the Villages.
Right.
And then they decided to put a store here in Hilton Head, and we just opened our third store 3 weeks ago in Columbus, Ohio.
Wow, so this is one of 3 stores.
One of 3 stores, the biggest of the 3 stores as well.
And you mentioned that he's a club manufacturer?
Club manufacturer.
Which is what you have there with you
Yeah,
there?
I brought a sample driver today. This is one of their drivers. It's Tour Advanced, called the Albino. The big thing nowadays is the white-headed golf clubs, and that's basically what we've done. The club heads are made in China. Everything's sent over here. We've got a bunch of samples that have just come in the store, and we've been putting them together, and we're kind of doing some in-house testing right now.
So you do all clubs?
We do all clubs.
Irons,
wedges, putters, drivers, fairway woods, and hybrids.
Wow, great.
So.
And you said those aren't on the market just yet?
No, the Albino is not on the market yet. If you stop by the store and ask to see them, we've got a bag of them in the back. We let the customers come and hit them, and that's basically what we're doing. Is we're turning the back part of the store is going to be a research and development for Tour Advanced, and Tour Advanced is their line. It's going to be set up where we're going to have shafts and heads, and the clubs will be all put together, and the customers will actually come in and hit different clubs.
Okay.
So we're going to use their feedback to help us determine what we're going to put on the market and what we're going to sell. So it's kind of like making your average golfer like a tour player, where they go and test, you know,
customizing the
stuff.
clubs to the player.
Exactly.
Body types, swing types.
Exactly.
Great. Well, before we get into the store, I was actually even under the impression that it's where the formerly, I guess, the Edwin Watts store was there, right on the corner. As you're coming on to Hilton Head Island, right there on the right.
On the right hand.
That is where you are. To explain it more specifically, though, you're in the Granger building.
We're in the old Granger Auto Parts building. It's a 16,000 square foot warehouse, and it's right across the street from Moss Creek. And the actual address is 1498 Fording Island Road.
Okay, great.
So.
Are you occupying 16,000 square feet?
The front half of the store is designed for retail right now, and it's pretty full. The back half is basically kind of like a distribution center. We're sending merchandise to the Florida store as well as to the Columbus store, and we're actually clearing out some area to start doing the R&D for the Tour Advanced line.
Okay, so now, and you'd mentioned to me that you are a true outlet. I mean,
right,
everything
we're a true golf store outlet.
Explain a little bit more. In detail.
We're basically like the outlets at Tanger. We carry pro line equipment, but it's all last year's. Gotcha. We are not a brand new retail, like resale store. We carry last year's shoes, last year's pro line clubs, a lot of last year's bags, but then we also custom build clubs as well, and we have the clones that are basically identical to your TaylorMades and your Titleists and your Callaway. We use Proline shafts, and
so it's the same equipment. It's just
all
not
the same equipment.
It's just not the name.
It's not the name, but we've got a 24 by 24 hitting net. We've got a launch monitor. We do actually, and we basically fit the customer to the club. I mean, we test swing speed, we test carry distance, we test ball speed. I mean, all the normal stuff, and we basically help beginning golfers get into a set of clubs that they can play for half the price.
Right. Well, that's kind of the bottom line, isn't it? For half the price. I think you had mentioned to me before we came on air that you didn't have a golf bag that was over $100 in your store.
And there's no golf bags over $100.
Wow.
We don't have really men's golf shoes. There's nothing over probably $59.
I mean,
and that's what we're going for.
Sure.
We're going for the average person that maybe is just getting into golf and doesn't quite want to spend thousands of dollars on clubs and bags and shoes, so they can come in the store and we can build them a set of clubs for $600, and that includes driver, 3-wood, 5-wood, set of irons, a putter, and a bag.
Yeah, this is it's a very expensive hobby, isn't it?
Very expensive hobby. Golf balls run anywhere from $12 to $45 a dozen. That's just 12 golf balls.
Right.
The average golfer probably loses 2 dozen in a normal round, so depending on what you spend, you can easily spend $24 to $80 on balls just to play one round of golf, plus the price of playing.
Yeah, and it starts to add up.
It starts to add up, and that's kind of the model of the store. Is, you know, we want you to like the game. We want you to come out and play, but we don't want you to break the bank to try to get clubs to play. And we want to fit you. We want to build something that's going to be in your bag and not sit in the garage.
Right.
You know, we want you to play something. We have a 30-day guarantee on anything that we build.
Okay, great.
If you don't like the club that we make and you decide you want to have that name brand, bring it back. We'll give you full store credit, and we'll also order you whatever you want. If you want that Callaway or that TaylorMade or that Titleist or, you know, whatever your buddy's playing, if that's really what you want. Also, if you do buy a set from us or a driver, hybrid, whatever, we actually do like a custom fitting. But if you're having problems and you're not hitting the ball, you're still going a little right or you're going a little left, maybe the shaft's a little too weak or a little too stiff, bring it back. We'll make the adjustments at no charge.
That's great.
If you need a new shaft, we'll put a new shaft in, a new grip, whatever it is, but there's no charge.
So you can go out and test drive those clubs.
And that's what we want you to do. We want you to go. That's the true thing. You can sit inside a store and hit in a simulator, and you can hit in a net all day, but until you get on the golf course and actually see the ball flight, see where it's really, truly going, you don't know. And that's what we want you to do. We want you to take our stuff out and play with it. Club
fitting and launch monitors and things like that have really become quite
They're starting to,
quite popular,
in the last probably 5 to 10 years, they've really come on full board as far as...
The technology's advanced quite a bit.
And your average golfers, they want to see where the ball's going. They want to see how hard they're swinging the club. They want to see, you know, what kind of distance they're getting, and that's kind of where everybody's going to nowadays.
Yeah, it's amazing the instantaneous feedback that you can get.
Well,
once you step
because
in
what
there.
it is it's not like it was 10 or 15 years ago where you just saw a set of clubs and you just bought them off the rack.
Right.
Now you can actually get fitted for them. You can make sure that all the shafts are frequency matched so they all play, whether it's a stiff or regular or senior, because a long time ago you take those set of clubs and you put them on a frequency machine and they might all say stiff, but part of them could be regular, they could be senior, they could have been a ladies, you just didn't know, and that's the chance you took by buying them.
Right.
So now we're actually letting the customers hit stuff and we're fitting them for the clubs and making sure that it's playing a match set all the way through.
But and you are a true A to Z outlet, though. You've got everything.
We have everything.
Apparel.
We have apparel, shoes, balls, bags, tees, gloves, clubs, accessories, everything.
So guys, I mean, for your golf needs, your golf equipment, your golf apparel, these are the go-to guys. And I think you had mentioned to me, we've got about 20 seconds left, but you said there was 20 people in the store all day yesterday at least.
Yesterday was an extremely busy day. Our parking lot was full, customers were in the store, and it's pretty much like that on a regular basis. We catch a lot of the traffic, and that's the thing, guys coming in and off the island here for the week. Perfect location.
And the dancing girls don't hurt.
Dancing girls don't hurt.
Well, Chris, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. It's
Thank
a
you very
pleasure to
much.
have you as a new sponsor.
Thank you very much.
And
we appreciate
looking forward
it.
to having you back on our panel.
Looking forward to being back.
Chip in on future shows.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Great. Stay with us. When we come back, we're going to be joined by Chris Lane, the winner of the 1985 New York State Amateur. He's going to tell us all about it. Stay with us.